because of the internet disconnection. Now we're connected again, so everything's operational again. So, what were you telling me then? Oh, yes, you were telling me about Harry Potter, and you said you'd read all the books and you'd watched all the films. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yes. But nowadays, are you still reading the books and watching the films, or was that before?
Not really. Before the Spring Festival, or maybe on January, I watched the Harry Potter's films from 1 to 8. So I haven't read the books recently, but the film is okay. Anyway, how to say? Having I mean the address. Which word? Well, that girl, the girl. It's really beautiful. I have to say that. Let me check. What is it? This word? Oh, heroine.
Oh, the heroine. That is like the hero, but it's a female hero. So it's a heroine. Yes, the heroine of the film.
Female leading role.
That's right. Female leading role. That's a heroine. And the hero is the male leading role.
Leading lady. Well, there are so many ways to say them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's great. Well, that was a good conversation we had, a good practice of conversational English then, Jasmina. So now we can come back to our English joke humor. And if you like, to give you some practice reading, so I can correct your pronunciation and give you some new words of vocabulary if there's words you don't understand. If you open up the link of the Shaggy Dog Story jokes, then you can read and I'll listen to you and correct any mistakes that you might make. Is that all right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's all right. Jokes. Did you open it?
Do you want me to send you the link again?
No, it's okay. I've already opened it.
You've already opened it. Okay.
Jokes such as the banana and a piece of string joke do this.
That's right. Yes.
In this style, a landlord is plagued by
No. It's pronounced plagued.
Plague.
That's right. Plagued. Yes.
Plague. And by someone, this person.
What is the name of this person? Can you pronounce the name of this person, Jasmina?
Leprechaun.
Nearly. It's a leprechaun. Do you know what a leprechaun is?
I know the meaning, but I don't know how to pronounce.
You do know the meaning. Okay. What does a leprechaun look like? What is the color of a leprechaun?
I thought it was a person.
Yes, it's a person, but usually they're dressed in a certain color. Do you know what color they're dressed in?
No.
Okay.
Maybe purple?
No, not this time. The leprechaun, in fact, represents Ireland. You know the country of Ireland?
Yeah,
yes?
Yeah.
And you know what is the color of Ireland? What is the color of Ireland?
No, maybe red and green.
Green, that's right, exactly. Green is their favorite color. So when they have the National Day of Celebration, St. Patrick's Day, everybody is dressed in green. And the leprechaun is also dressed in green with a very big hat. almost as big as the leprechaun, because the leprechaun is a very small person, a bit like a dwarf, you see. It's a mythological person. It's not a person that really exists, you know. It's like the sort of people you'd probably find in the Harry Potter stories, you know, the elves, the pixies, the fairies, the goblins, the ogres, and the orcs, and all these other people. And also, if you've seen the Lord of the Rings, I don't know if you've heard of the Lord of the Rings by Tolkien.
The Lord.
The Lord of the Rings with Middle Earth.
The
They had a trilogy.
Rings.
Yes, Lord of the Rings. So this is how it's spelt. That's right. The Lord of the Rings. So that's another book that was made into a film, and they had Lord of the Rings 1, 2, 3, etc. So
No. Yeah.
You've heard of the Lord of the Rings?
I watched the movies,
You
not the
have?
book.
You have
Yeah.
watched the movie? Ah. But it's actually based on a book. It's actually an epic high fantasy novel. It was written by the English author and scholar J.R.R. Tolkien. And so there was quite a few of them. And it's actually based on a book called The Hobbit. Also, I don't know if you've heard of The Hobbit. That's another famous book, The Hobbit.
This one?
The Hobbits, yes, that's plural. But actually, I think they have hobbits in the film. And there's also a book called The Hobbit. So these are all mythological characters, fantasy characters, you see, imaginary characters. And so that way you know a little bit more what this leprechaun character is like. And there's a story about the leprechaun. You know that they say that you can find a treasure at the end of the rainbow. It's the treasure of the leprechaun. It's a crock of gold, which is like a big cooking pot full of gold pieces, at the end of the rainbow. So this is the treasure of the leprechaun. But do you know where the end of the rainbow is, Jasmino?
No.
You don't know where the end of the rainbow is. You don't know where the rainbow actually touches Earth. You see, when we see the rainbow, it goes round like an arc, it goes down, and when you see it from a long way away, it looks like it's touching the Earth. Do you see what I mean? So if you go to that place where you see the rainbow touching the Earth, that's right. The rainbow, you know what it is with all the colors in the sky, all the lines in the sky, like an arc. After it's been raining and the sun comes out, and you have a nice rainbow with lots of colors. You know what I mean? A big arc in the sky, a big arch like that. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
You've seen that before. When it rains, after it rains, the sun comes out, and you see all the colors in stripes, in lines. You know, the different colors going from the blue extremity of the color spectrum to the red extremity, and you have all the colors in between. So blue, green, yellow, orange, red, or something like that.
I know.
You know that.
Yeah. It's rare to see it because, like after rain or during the rain, you won't go outside. But so you don't know when it comes out, and maybe you will miss them. So that's the reason.
But you hadn't heard that word rainbow before. You hadn't heard that word before.
I forgot the meaning.
You forgot the meaning. Okay, but that's good. So it refreshes your memory. So that's excellent, Jasmina. So,
Yeah.
by the way, you asked me what a hobbit was. So, hobbit is another one of these little people like dwarfs, a bit like a leprechaun, really. And it's just another different type of little person which they have in these stories, fairy tales, legendary tales, tales of
Uh,
fantasy. Hmm.
I thought Hobbits is a book which you mentioned.
Hmm. Yes, and it's also the name of the book, The Hobbit. Yes, it's actually the name of a book as well. I used to study that at school in our reading lessons, in our English lessons at school. We used to have to read the book, The Hobbit. So that's how I know about all these things. Yes. Okay, that's good. So the story is, the legend is that at the end of the rainbow, there's this big treasure, the treasure of the leprechauns. But the thing is, you can't actually go to the end of the rainbow because you can see from a distance that it touches the earth, but in fact it never does actually touch the earth because it's always in the sky. So
Yeah.
you can always see it in the sky, but it never actually touches the earth. So this is just a fantasy story.
Yeah.
Okay, that's great. So coming back to our story, our Shaggy Dog story. So what does it say? Oh, did you know what the word plagued means? Do you know what a
Uh,
plague is? It's the verb that comes from the noun a plague.
oh, this.
Well, actually, the coronavirus could be called a plague.
Oh, I got it.
Have
It's
you
so
heard of?
like
Yes,
war.
it's like.
Uh, it's a little bit. I mean, plague. It means a little bit boring and feel upside, some like kind of
Well, well,
negative.
well, a plague is actually like disease. Like in the Middle Ages in Europe, there was the bubonic plague. It was called the Black Death, and it was spread by rats. Actually, it wasn't the rats themselves, but the fleas, the parasites that were on the rats, carried this disease. And because the rats were everywhere in those days, then it communicated that disease to humans, which in a sense is a bit like the coronavirus, because the coronavirus, they say it comes from animals and it's been communicated to humans. And so uh, when you use this plague, which means like a pandemic, you see, like the coronavirus. So when a person is plagued by somebody, it means that they are disturbed by somebody, they are assaulted and almost like really mm, troubled by somebody, when somebody troubles another person. So it's like them being plagued by another person.
I
It's
see.
it's in that sense, a disturbance, being troubled, disturbing another person. So it's like plaguing another person, like a disease that's attacking them. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, that's good. So I'll let you continue the reading then, please, Jasmina.
Yeah. Um, Jerk such as banana and a piece of string jerk to
Hmm.
this. In this style, a landlord is plagued by the I forgot that word
Uh, uh,
how to
le-
say
leprechaun.
leprechaun. Oh,
That's right.
thanks.
Hmm.
In this style, a landlord is plagued by a leprechaun who
Yes.
each evening prevails upon
Pre- pre- prevails. Prevails.
prevails.
That's
Ah,
right. That's good. That's the right pronunciation. Oh, do you know what the word prevails means?
ask somebody to do something.
Right. Yes. That's a good explanation. Yes. In this case, that's what it means. Absolutely. Hmm.
Um, yeah, thanks. Anyway,
Hmm.
each evening prevails upon him, up, upon or
Upon,
upon
upon, upon.
upon him.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
To land the
Mm-hmm.
lap
Le- le-
leprechaun.
leprechaun. That's right. Very good. Leprechaun. Yes, you're doing well.
Thanks. Each evening prevails upon him to lend the leprechaun a half, then a quarter,
Quarter.
then a quarter,
Yes.
then an eighth, and so
Eighth.
on.
That's right. Yes.
This joke can this joke can and
This joke
has got
can and
oh
has. So normally they should have put commas after can and after has, then you would have understood it better. So the way to read this is this joke can and has gone on, and then you continue. Mm-hmm.
oh thanks.
Yes.
This joke can and has gone on for
Yes.
over an hour for
An
a
hour.
banana.
Can you imagine? More than an hour. That's a very long joke, Jasmina. That's a very long joke indeed.
Yeah,
Yes.
this joke can
Mm-hmm.
this can and has gone on for over an hour of
Yes.
a banana and a piece of
Banana. Banana.
banana,
That's good. Yes.
banana
Yes. Banana. Mm-hmm.
and a piece of string. Each
Right.
night,
Mm-hmm.
an action
Yes.
occurred in the room given to the leprechaun.
Very good. You're saying it very well now. Congratulations. That's really good, Jasmina.
uh, increasing and
Increasing.
oh, increasing,
Yes. That's right.
increasing in violence as
Yes.
the quantity of banana.
Banana.
Is there any difference between banana and another way
Because when you
of
said banana, I mean, obviously that's the American accent. You know, they say banana, but the British accent, you know, it's banana. You see, it's much deeper, much rounder, banana. Because we speak the Queen's English, the Oxford and Cambridge English, the BBC English, you see. So it's a slightly different accent.
accent? I'm
Yes.
sorry, I'm a native speaker. I couldn't find out the difference.
No,
But yeah,
that's fine. Not to worry. You're doing well. Well done, Jasmina.
banana,
Banana, that's right. Yes, very good.
banana
Yes.
decreases. Um,
hmm
beginning with Mara refueling. Is that
So
refueling?
it's beginning with a mere ruffling.
Raffling. Oh,
Yes,
raffling.
mere ruffling.
Mere raffling.
Now, do you know what that means? A mere ruffling.
I thought merely it was just several, and raffle means a stroke.
Well,
Stroke.
ruffling is a kind of noise or sound you would hear when the wind blows through the leaves of the trees. You hear that kind of sound, you see? Just like the leaves when they're moving and making a sound. When the wind blows through the trees, you can hear this. You see what I mean, Jasmina?
Yeah. Sounds
Yes.
like Raphael. Raphael. How
Ruffling.
to say?
Ruffling.
Raffling. It sounds
Yes.
like raffling somebody's feeders. Hmm? Something like that. Or
Uh,
I mean the how to use it. Um,
well, you would say there was a sound like ruffling. That's how you would use it. You could say, I can hear a ruffling sound. What is it? And somebody would answer you, oh, that's just the wind blowing through the leaves on the trees. Nothing to worry about. And if it's a mere ruffling, what does the word mere mean?
Mere, mere
Mere.
means, let me think. Maybe, I mean, a mere nothing.
Yes,
No
it's
one.
like a mere nothing. It's like almost nothing. It's like ever so slight. And it's so slight that it's almost nothing at all, really. When it's
Oh,
mere, it's just the slightest little bit of something. Very small, tiny, minuscule, almost microscopic.
yeah,
You understand that?
smallest. Yeah,
That's mm-hmm.
yeah. Beginning with a mere ruffling.
Mere. That's right.
Mere ruffling.
Good.
After bite clothes.
Bedclothes.
Bite,
Bed,
bite clothes.
bedclothes. It's like bedclothes are like the sheets on the bed, you know? It's what you use to clothe the bed, to cover the bed. So when the sheets are going, so
Ooh,
that is just the moving of the sheets on the bed, you see?
yeah.
Okay, that's good.
Good. And ending in the complete destruction of the inn.
Wow, that's impressive. Can you imagine the complete destruction of the inn? Wow, amazing.
Finally, with
Yeah,
his inn, actually destroyed the landlord bags to know what the Leprechaun has done, and the
done.
Leprechaun.
So,
Uh,
so uh, the word is done. D-O-N-E. It's pronounced done. I know it's written with a letter O, but that letter O is pronounced like a letter U, like the letter U. So it would be pronounced done.
done,
Done.
done,
Yes. Not done. Done. Done.
done.
That's it.
Thanks.
Very good. Very excellent.
And Leprechaun,
Leprechaun.
Leprechaun,
Yeah.
Leprechaun. Thanks.
Yes. Leprechaun.
Leprechaun. And the
Yes.
leprechaun at least agrees to tell him, but only on the condition that
Yes.
the landlord never tells anyone the secret.
Wow. Mm-hmm.
Maybe I repeat again.
Yes.
Oh, jokes such as the
Yes.
banana, and
Mm-hmm.
a piece of string joke to this. In
Yes.
this time, a landlord is plagued by a leprechaun.
Leprechaun. Corn.
Leprechaun,
Corn. Yes. That's okay.
leprechaun too.
Very good.
Uh,
Mm-hmm.
each evening prevails upon him to lend a leprechaun a half,
Mm-hmm. A half.
then
Yes.
a half, and then a quarter, then an
Mhm.
eighth, and so on.
Yes.
This joke can, this joke can and has gone on for over an hour
An
of a
hour.
banana
An
an
hour. Yes.
hour.
Mm.
Um, this joke can and this joke can and has gone on for over an hour of
Yes.
a banana and a piece
Banana. Banana.
of a banana and a
Yes.
piece of string.
Yes.
Each night, an explosion occurs in the room given to the leprechaun,
Yes.
um, increasing in violence as the quantity of
Violence.
banana,
In violence.
increasing in violence,
Good.
increasing in violence as
Yes.
the quantity of the banana decreases.
Yes.
Begin with a Maya review
Mere.
me.
Mere. I know it's a difficult word to pronounce. Don't hit yourself. Don't slap yourself. You mustn't hurt yourself. Jasmino, please.
Mere,
Okay. Mere,
beginning,
mere,
mere,
ruffling.
mere roughly.
Yes. Good.
Beginning is a mere ruffling of the bedclothes and
Not
ending
not
in the
bedclothes, bedclothes.
oh, bedclothes.
That's it. Very good.
Beginning with a
It's okay.
mere
Good. You said it well. You see? Very good. Well done.
beginning
Well done.
mere ruffling of the bedclothes and ending in the
Yes.
complete destruction of
Yes.
the inner being.
Good. Mm-hmm.
Inner
In.
being.
That's right. In. Mm-hmm.
Finally, with his inn utterly destroyed, the
Mm-hmm.
landlord begs to know
Begs. Begs.
begs,
That's
begs.
right. Very good. Mm-hmm.
Finally, with his inn utterly destroyed, the landlord begs to
Yes.
know what the leprechaun,
Yes.
leprech- leprechaun has done,
Done.
and
Done.
that
Remember? Done.
has
Yes.
what the leprechaun has done,
Yes.
and the leprechaun at least agrees to
At
tell him
last, not at least, at last.
at last.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
At last agrees
Yeah.
to tell him, but
Mm-hmm.
only on the condition that the landlord never tells anyone the secret.
That's right. And can you see what is written just underneath that? There's one more line written underneath that.
And to this day, he
Yes.
never has.
So, what does that mean? If to this day he never has told the secret to anyone?
Um,
What
maybe.
what does that mean?
Sorry,
If he
I saw that just because
uh-huh.
uh, the landlord never tells anyone
That's
the
right.
secret.
It's a
Okay.
secret. So if it's a secret and he's never told anyone, then how can we possibly know what it is that's happened to the inn?
Yeah, yeah.
We don't know.
Maybe.
You see, that's why with these shaggy dog stories, these jokes, they keep you in suspense for a long time, but at the end, you're expecting to know what happened. But in fact, there's always a reason why it's not possible for you to know what happened. And in this case, it was because it was supposed to be a secret. And because the landlord kept the secret and never told anyone the secret, therefore, right up to this day, we never know, we still don't know what's happened because he hasn't told anybody. He's kept the secret. You see? And
Yeah,
so,
I
and
see.
so we don't know what happened.
A type of British joke.
Oh, typical English joke. I don't think that exists anywhere else in the world. I mean, in your country, have you ever heard of jokes like that that keep somebody in suspense for ages, and at the end, they always find an excuse for not telling you what happened? They always end it off by saying, "Ah, well, it was supposed to be a secret. He kept the secret. He never told anyone. That's what we don't know, and that's why." Nobody knows, and we can't tell you what happened because he never told anybody the secret. Now, do you have those kind of jokes in your country that you're kept in suspense during the whole joke, a very long joke, and at the end of it, you still don't know what happened? Do you have
I,
that in your country or not?
I'm too young. I don't know a lot of jokes of my own country,
Uh-huh.
and you know, actually, I saw a story going on.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there are a lot of jokes just disappear, a lot of
Yeah.
things. So I
Mm-hmm.
didn't hear about it recently.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah,
Right. Okay, well, at least now you know what a shaggy dog story joke is like. So that's good. Well read, Jasmina. You've done a very good job there. Now, let's have a look. We've done all the different types of jokes now, because in the previous lesson I explained to you the other types of jokes. Now, in fact, there are more types of jokes. Now, as in this lesson, we each take turns in telling jokes to each other. So as you've just read one of the jokes that I sent you in the link, now it's your turn to tell me one of your jokes. So, are you ready, Jasmina? I'm listening to you. I'm ready to listen to your joke.
Well, it was a kind of not really. Here it is. It was a show in
Yes.
English, England, and
Yes.
there was a person. He has some trouble with walking, so he just play comedy by
Yes.
talking, and the judge ask, "Tell me a little bit more about you," and
Yes.
they say, "I'm a professional gymnast." Gymnast? Gymnast.
A
I don't know how to.
gymnast? A person who's done gymnastics, you mean?
Yeah.
Yes, that's a gymnast, a person who does gymnastics.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, maybe that's not a joke, but well, he's amazing. Maybe another one.
But
This is
hang on,
not fun.
what was that the joke?
Yeah, that's a joke.
Okay, tell it to me again. See if I understand it again. If you can tell it to me again, please, Jasmina. Here we are. So tell me a little bit about you, okay? And Jack Carroll says, I'm a professional gymnast. Okay. Right, and he's in a wheelchair. That's brilliant. Yes, I see the joke because obviously you don't expect a person who's in a wheelchair to be a professional gymnast. Yes, I understand the joke. That's very good. Excellent. Well done, Jasmina.
I remember one.
You remember another
Oh,
one?
okay.
Yes? Tell me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It was American and
American?
a British.
Yes.
Actually, like we need to pay something about tips for when you go to a restaurant,
Mm-hmm.
and a British man just ask a person from America,
Yes.
"Excuse me, you know where's the loo?" And the person answer, "Loo? What is loo? Do you wanna
Mm-hmm.
have a pee? Do you wanna you wanna have a pee? That's way." A little
Uh-huh.
bit rude.
Yes.
And
Mm-hmm.
and British man said, "Oh, I just want to have a loo." Okay, that's way, that's way. Okay,
Yes.
now in the way, give me the tip. And
Yes.
the British person say, "Oh, okay, give you the tip. Imagine it to Britain.
Im-
Britain?
imaginate?
Immigrate.
Oh,
Immigrate, Britain.
immigrate. Immigrate.
Immigrate.
So,
Okay.
so
Well,
immigrate. There we go.
yeah.
Immigrate. Yes, to
Yeah.
Britain. Oh, the tip, of course, because tip can also mean a word of advice. If you give
Yeah.
somebody a tip, you're giving them a word of advice. So the tip was to immigrate to Britain. Is that right?
Yeah.
Wonderful. Oh, I understand it. That's great. Oh, that's really good. Thank you very much for that, Jasmina. That was a nice joke. I like that. Wonderful. Okay, so my turn to tell you a joke. Oh, and there are lots of different categories of jokes, by the way. So I'm going to read some more of these different categories of jokes. And as soon as there's a category that you find interesting, you tell me, and then I'll tell you a joke from that category. Is that all right?
Yeah.
Okay. So here are the different types of jokes. Jokes about animals, birthdays, coffee, what's called cute puns, about doctors, Easter, funny headlines, about holidays, love, the military, offices, puns again, about Santa, sports, turkey, cats, computers, dads, dogs, families, funny quotes, kids, marriage, mum, old age, relationships, schools, texts, Valentine's Day, bad puns and cat puns and corny jokes, and about daily life and dog puns and food jokes and funny stories and maths and money and one-liners and religion and science and Thanksgiving and weather, bars, Christmas, customer service, diets, dumb and funny jokes, food puns, Halloween jokes for kids, lawyers, music, politics, riddles, skeletons, travel, and weight loss. Those are all the different types of jokes. Which one of those would you like to hear a joke from, Jasmina?
You
So,
say there are a lot of jokes, and if they're funny, I like them. I like them all.
you
If
like
they're
them
funny.
all? Well, what we can do is to go through them one by one. We can start with the first one, which are animal jokes. Do you like animals and
Yeah.
animal jokes? You do like animals? Yes?
Yeah.
Yes? Okay. Well, let's try an animal joke then. Okay, if you like animals, so that would be interesting. And so here are some animal jokes. Okay.
Mhm.
Let me have a look. Here's one. Ah, this is a good one. Okay. There's these two men, and they're hiking through the woods. Okay.
Mhm.
And then uh, there's one of them who cries out, "Snake, run!"
Oh,
And then his companion laughs at him and says, "Oh, relax. It's only a baby," he says. "Don't you hear the rattle? Don't you hear the rattle?"
rat.
Rattle, yes. Look, I'm sending you the joke.
Oh. Uh, let me check. Rattle.
Yeah.
I'm
Do you know what a
sorry.
rattle is?
No.
Do you know what babies have in their hands and they shake and it goes chick 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 chick
Oh.
chick 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 chick. It's a rattle, a baby's rattle. It's something that you shake, that the babies like to shake, and it sometimes have dried beans in it, and it goes chick 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 chick, like a rattle. You know, it rattles. Chick chick
Oh.
chick chick. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, what kind of snake do you think it is? Why does it sound like a rattle?
Oh, I know that one, but I don't know the English name.
You don't know the
I need to.
English name for this kind of snake?
Yeah, that one. A very dangerous one.
Oh, it's a very dangerous one, yes. It's
Yeah.
actually called a Rattlesnake. Have you ever heard of a rattlesnake?
Yeah. Yeah.
Let me
I've
have a
heard the
look.
Chinese. Yeah.
Let's have a look. Rattlesnake. You found it. Yes, that's right. A rattlesnake. You see, because the rattlesnake makes a sound like a rattle, but the other man said, "Don't worry, relax. It's only a baby because babies have rattles." So he just heard the rattle and thought it was a baby snake because he heard the rattle, like when
Oh,
babies are shaking a rattle, you see.
oh my God. I got much. Okay. Okay.
You have another joke for me, Jasmina?
Uh, well, let me check. I must have it.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, uh, Here it is.
Yes. Okay. Black Knight. "'Tis but a scratch, King Arthur. A scratch, your arm's off. Black Knight. No, it isn't. King Arthur. What's that then? And then, I've had worse. And then, what comes next? Ah,
Yeah.
what comes after I've had worse? I've had worse. And the other one said, you liar. And then Black Knight says, come on, you pansy. And what comes next?
And that then.
After come on, you pansy. Look, you have no arms left. Yes, I have, says the Black Knight. Look, um, it's just a flesh wound. What comes next? After it's just a flesh wound.
Well, it's done.
Oh, that's it. Well,
Yeah.
do you know where that comes from?
Uh,
That joke.
Arthur and his I forgot which part of it. I remember it was a first story, and Arthur and his king knight.
That's right. The
Knight.
knights. The knights.
Ah,
That's right.
knight.
So
The
it
knight.
was Arthur and the round table, if you've heard of the round table. And the
Yeah.
knights, a knight is spelled like this, Knight. That's how you
Yeah.
spell knight.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
this is actually a sketch from Monty Python in one of their films like Monty Python and the Holy Grail. I don't know if you've heard of those films from Monty Python. They're comedy films, funny films. So if you want to
I
look at this for your homework, so it's Monty Python, and there's also Monty Python's Flying Circus, if you can find the series maybe on YouTube. And they've done films like Life of Brian. They've also done The Meaning, the Meaning of Life. They've done the Jabberwocky. They've also done, and now for something completely different. And they've also done the Holy Grail. And I think this one is from the film The Holy Grail, if I remember rightly. And there's this encounter with the Black Knight and King Arthur. And yes, it's quite fun, really. It's quite good comedy. This is typical British comedy, English humor. You see, typical. And John Cleese is the main actor. Okay, he is the one who's most famous, John Cleese. Nowadays, there's a more modern comedian. I don't know if you've heard of Mr. Bean. Have you ever heard of Mr. Bean?
No.
You haven't? Okay. Well, have a look also on internet for Mr. Bean, as well as John Cleese and Monty Python and all of these films. And if you have the opportunity to see them, then you'll understand better what English humor is all about.
Okay.
The British comedy and jokes. And I think you'll find it quite amusing and quite interesting, and you can tell me about it once you've seen that, Jasmina. That'll be
Yeah.
really good. Yes, wonderful. So,
Um.
yes, tell me.
Oh no, I just have to say thanks for you today. Well,
Well,
it's a really nice class.
it was very nice. You enjoyed the class. It was interesting and helpful and useful for you. Yes, you learned something new. That's good. I'm glad. I'm very pleased, Jasmina. So well done. You worked very well, and you've told me some very good jokes. So you've done a very good job indeed. Congratulations. And so thanks for the lesson, and I look forward to our next lesson together. Oh, and it's tomorrow, isn't it? That's wonderful. Every day. Hey, all week long from Monday to Friday, and then we have a nice rest over the weekend, during the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, to recover from a whole week of lessons. So we have a nice rest during the weekend. Well, that's good. I'm looking forward to that. So I'll see you again tomorrow, Jasmino. Yes. Hooray. See you tomorrow. Thank you very much, Jasmino. Have a great day. All the best. Take care. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye.